Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining me at this hour now. This evening's top story, we are still receiving some live updates about the coronavirus known as COVID-19. 44 people on the Diamond Princess cruise ship were tested positively for COVID-19. 43 of the new coronavirus cases were passengers, while one case was a crew member. This brings the number of passengers and crew members infected with the virus to 218. There are 247 cases from Japan, including passengers and crew members on the ship. 5 passengers were sent to hospitals earlier, have severe symptoms, and on artificial respirators or under intensive care.
For those on dry land in Japan, the quarantine of the Diamond Princess cruise liner may be reassuring. But for the more than 3,500 passengers and crew on board, anxiety is mounting as the number of infections rises. On Thursday, an additional 44 people tested positive. Though people on board have hailed the crew's handling of the outbreak, some concede morale is fragile.
So it's getting people's moods down. One of the passengers in the night were keeping other passengers awake, an old lady who was crying for a couple of hours in her cabin. Life isn't as easy as it was last week.
Though officials have announced plans to allow some elderly patients to leave the ship, passengers who have been in close contact with those who tested positive must stay on board until the 2-week-long quarantine ends on February 19th. Meanwhile, Olympic officials insisted the Summer Games will not be postponed or canceled.
For Tokyo 2020, we've put countermeasures in place at the headquarters set up by CEO Toshihiro Muto, and we're sharing information with the National Institute of Infectious Diseases. Also, at the Prime Minister's head office, countermeasures for the new coronavirus have been established by the Japanese government, and border control actions are being taken.
Some Japanese authorities have nonetheless admitted they still have no clue as to when the spread of the virus will be resolved. And the clock is ticking. The Games will open in Tokyo on July 24th.
Royal Caribbean Cruises Ltd. has cancelled 18 cruises in Southeast Asia due to the spread of the coronavirus outbreak. The 18 cancelled cruises were cut its full-year earnings per share by 65 cents, warning that cancelling all its remaining sailings in Asia through the end of April. This would reduce its earnings per share by 55 cents in 2020.
We've been tracking that cruise ship, the Westerdam, after they were turned away from 5 different ports on fears of a virus outbreak. What do we know?
Yeah, some good news. The more than 2,200 crew members and passengers on that luxury liner able to go home after the liner was able to find a haven in Cambodia, thanks to the government lending out a helping hand and allowing it to enter into the country. That's the live picture you're seeing right now, about to arrive in Sihanoukville, which is south of Cambodia. What we are learning is that the cruise ship will be remaining at the port for a couple of days, and passengers and crew members will be then moved to Phnom Penh. Well, they'll be finally able to go home after 2 weeks stuck at sea after departing from Hong Kong on February 1st. Carnival now also warning when it comes to the financial impact of all this as well. Of course, they're still dealing with that Yokohama cruise liner that's off there, the Diamond Princess, where 174 people had contracted the disease. They're saying that this virus could have a material impact on its results. Now, we've also learned that when it came to a cruise liner that was set to embark in Yokohama on February 15th, that has now also been canceled.
In total, there are 46,997 cases of COVID-19. Earlier on Thursday, WHO said there were 60,329 cases and 1,369 deaths. Chinese health authorities have announced a 7-fold increase in the number of new cases of the virus, based on a case tally that now incorporates cases confirmed in China's Hubei province by CT imaging scans and not RNA tests. China's National Health Commission said there were 15,152 newly confirmed cases in China using the new diagnosis criteria, confirmed with the 2015 new cases reported on February 11th. And that's it for this evening's news now. I'm Ethan Chen, host of CBTN, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for more updates. Good night.